The killer wasn't hiding in the shadows, it was flowing openly through the streets. Children drank it, mothers cooked with it. The poor depended on it. The rich trusted it. And in just 1 week, hundreds of people were dead. Some collapsed before they understood what was happening. Others watched entire families disappear. The city blamed the air. They blamed foul smells. They blamed poverty. They blamed each other. Everyone had an answer. Everyone was wrong, because the killer was already inside their homes. It filled their cups. It boiled in their kitchens. And every sip brought death a little closer. London, summer 1854. The streets of Soho were alive, until suddenly they became streets of death. People were dying so quickly that some homes lost multiple family members in a single day. Neighbors fled, businesses closed. Fear spread faster than the disease itself, and no one understood why. But there was something strange, very strange. A brewery sat in the middle of the outbreak. Its workers should have been dying, yet most of them survived. Why? And there was something even stranger. A woman living miles away from Soho, someone who had never walked those streets during the outbreak, died from the same disease. How? The answers would force one man to challenge everything the world believed about disease. His name was John Snow, and almost nobody believed him. The wrong theory.
This foul smell is the very breath of death. It is the miasma that is killing us.
Victorian London believed in a theory called miasma. Disease came from bad air, rotting garbage, foul smells, poisonous vapors. The worse the smell, the deadlier the disease. It made sense. The poorest neighborhoods smelled terrible, and they suffered the worst epidemics.
It is indisputable that the cholera springs from the atmosphere.
Doctors, politicians, scientists, almost everyone believed it. Everyone except John Snow. Snow had a dangerous idea. He believed cholera wasn't inhaled, it was swallowed. The killer wasn't in the air, it was in the water. People laughed. How could clean, clear water kill? Where was the poison? Where was the smell? Where was the evidence? Snow had none. Not yet. Following the dead. So Snow did something unusual. He followed the victims, house by house, street by street. He wrote down every death, every address, every family. Slowly, a pattern appeared. Almost everyone who died lived near a public water pump on Broad Street. The closer they lived, the more likely they were to die. The map looked like a black hole. Deaths clustered around one point, the Broad Street pump. Then Snow investigated the survivors.
Why were brewery workers spared?
The answer shocked him. They drank beer at work, very little water, and almost never from the Broad Street pump. Then came the strangest case of all. A woman living miles away had died from cholera. Snow discovered that she loved the taste of Broad Street water. She had bottles of it delivered to her home. She unknowingly ordered death to her doorstep. The evidence was becoming impossible to ignore. The handle.
Gentlemen, I have reached a most significant conclusion regarding the source of this outbreak.
Snow brought his findings to city officials. He asked them to do something radical. Remove the handle, disable the pump. No one knew for certain if he was right. But people were desperate. The handle was removed. The outbreak began to fade. The invisible killer had been exposed. The legacy.
A fine day for it, eh?
Indeed, sir. The market's thriving.
And the pump's silent. A hopeful sign.
Yes, life is returning to normal.
John Snow never saw bacteria. He never identified the organism. That would come years later, but he proved something even more important. That evidence could defeat fear, that patterns could reveal invisible killers, and that medicine should follow data, not assumptions. Today, millions of people drink clean water because of lessons learned in Soho. A simple pump handle became a symbol, not of disease, but of one of humanity's greatest victories. Because sometimes the most dangerous things in the world are the things we trust the most. Subscribe to learn more about how science continues to save lives and how you can be part of that future.